Regaining leg strength isn't just about muscles, it's about reclaiming confidence, freedom, and the power to move through life without fear. We tend to notice it first thing in the morning when standing up takes more effort, or we find that steps have become a little slower and more careful. The notion that there are foods, real everyday foods, that could, according to research, start to trigger improvements within 12 hours sparks all sorts of curiosity and a little healthy skepticism. Still, if there's something tangible you can do to give your legs a second wind, it's worth exploring. Everyone who's getting older or who cares for someone over 60 knows that leg weakness isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning light. Weak legs lead to less mobility, and when you're not as mobile, your body and mind start to lose independence, energy, and even joy. Every year after 60, leg strength can slip by around 3%, not because of any accident or illness, just natural slowing in the muscles, the nerves, and the constant war against gravity. It robs many people of confidence, makes them scared of falling, or leads them to avoid the stairs or long walks they used to enjoy. But the story doesn't have to end on a downward slope. Research is beginning to show that certain foods targeted for muscle and nerve function can help not only slow the loss, but actually restore real, visible strength, and sometimes the effects are much faster than most people think. It gets personal for me. I remember watching my own father grow hesitant, avoiding hills, and opting for elevators, even when he'd always preferred taking the stairs. He'd get up from a chair and steady himself for a moment before walking, a behavior that's as subtle as it is alarming. We always chalked it up to getting older, but deep down, I knew that wasn't the only answer. The legs are some of the body's hungriest tissues when it comes to energy, nutrients, and blood flow. And it turns out that what you put into your body can have an almost immediate effect on how the muscles feel and work. This new frontier in senior health nutrition isn't just about eating less junk or getting more protein. It's targeted clinical nutrition, foods ranked by scientists and tested on real seniors, aimed at improving the specific needs of aging muscles. The revelation here is that some foods can, in fact, trigger measurable improvements overnight by directly affecting how muscles contract, how blood gets to your legs, and even how the body repairs the tiny tears in muscle fibers that make you sore, stiff, or unsteady. The journey starts with some surprising suspects, foods that most people overlook or dismiss as too plain to make a difference. At the foundation are pumpkin seeds. You wouldn't think of seeds as muscle builders, but just 2 tablespoons of these little green powerhouses can deliver enough magnesium to jumpstart muscle recovery in a single day. Magnesium, after all, is essential for the electrical signals that tell your muscles to contract and relax. It's also a key player in the systems that repair micro damage and fight inflammation. Seniors with too little magnesium nearly double their risk of leg fatigue, making it a very quiet but crucial mineral for anyone who wants to feel sturdy on their feet again. The trick, as it turns out, is to soak the seeds overnight to boost nutrient absorption and add them raw to breakfast routines to avoid extra salt. Then comes a food almost as unexpected: tart cherry juice. I'd seen it on the shelves of health stores and thought it was a trendy drink for athletes, not something that could help my 65-year-old uncle recover from a day of gardening. The secret is in the anthocyanins plant compounds in tart cherries that slash inflammation, help flush out lactic acid, the culprit behind stiffness, and even reduce pain after exertion. There's real science here. In controlled trials, seniors drinking 2 servings daily reported 23% less muscle pain and significant gains in thigh strength, often within just 8 to 12 hours. Of course, it's the concentrated juice, not cherry-flavored cocktails, that packs this power. Dilute if the taste is sharp, but let the science guide you. This isn't just a nice drink, it's a legitimate rehab tool for tired legs. Cooked spinach is another nutritional revelation. Most of us grew up hearing spinach was good for us, but few know its superpower for leg strength is in its unusual mix of nitrates, magnesium, and potassium. Cooked, not raw, is the distinction here. Heating breaks down the oxalates that block nutrients, allowing nitrates to do their good work. When digested, these molecules are converted into nitric oxide, a vasodilator that opens up blood vessels and turbocharges circulation to the legs. The result, in as little as 12 hours. Measurable improvements in walking speed, stamina, and reduction in fatigue, especially for those over 65, have been documented. Spinach strengthens the mind-muscle connection, pumps more oxygen to your muscles, and makes every movement just a little easier. For best results, saute or steam briefly with a hint of olive oil and lemon. Then there are lentils. At first glance, these unassuming little seeds don't seem to have much to offer, but dig beneath the surface and they're an ideal longevity quality food, packed not just with protein and slow-burning carbohydrates, but with minerals and amino acids crucial for sustained muscle rebuilding. Unlike fast carbs that spike and crash, lentils give legs a steady energy supply, gently stabilizing blood sugar and helping prevent those wobbly moments after meals. Even more impressive, regular intake for just 2 weeks has shown a 22% lift in muscle endurance during daily activities compared to people who ate refined grains. Lentils are high in leucine for muscle repair and prebiotic fiber for gut health, both of which are cornerstones for building and maintaining strength. When properly cooked, avoiding canned varieties that load on extra salt, they make for a hearty side or a base for warm salads that powers your legs through the day and into the next morning's walk. Salmon steps in not just as a heart-healthy star, but as a powerhouse for leg muscle regeneration. It's a rare triple threat, rich in vitamin D for managing cramping and contraction, omega-3 fatty acids, which directly reduce intramuscular inflammation, and top-tier protein for rebuilding tissue. In controlled studies, older adults eating salmon 3 times a week improved leg strength by over 24% within 10 days, with real benefits seen in knee, thigh, and calf performance. The omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, are essential for easing the persistent inflammation that slows healing and causes that stubborn morning stiffness. Wild caught, simply baked or grilled with lemon, is the optimal preparation. Just a few ounces with dinner, and seniors reported waking up with more stability and less discomfort. Quinoa might be the most underappreciated of the lot. Often treated as a fancy grain, quinoa is really a seed and stands out in the plant world for being a complete protein source. It contains all 9 essential amino acids muscles need for growth. This is especially useful for anyone who wants to avoid excessive animal proteins but still needs solid muscle recovery. Quinoa also brings magnesium, iron, potassium, and vitamin E to the table, ticking every box for inflammation control, oxygen delivery, and energy production. Research shows that switching quinoa for processed carbs actually helped adults experience better leg stamina, less soreness, and stronger performance on walking tests just 1 day later. Preparation is simple. Rinse well, simmer until fluffy, and serve as a warm salad or side. What's clear through all these foods is their power to work quickly. We're taught to expect slow, gradual changes when rebuilding muscle or strength, but with the right nutritional strategy, one that zeroes in on inflammation, energy delivery, and the repair of micro-injuries, it's possible to see and feel meaningful results within a single day or night. I've seen this firsthand now. My own relatives inspired to make small dietary switches, finding it easier to climb stairs or go for walks within a week rather than months. Sometimes, just that bit of early encouragement, proof that something is shifting, makes people stick with healthier routines in the long term. But what about the elusive number 1 food? The build-up to this star ingredient is real, and it didn't disappoint. While only hinted at in earlier sections, research-backed rankings placed it as delivering over 36% improvement in leg strength overnight in some clinical contexts. This kind of impact is on par with, or better than, many pharmaceutical interventions. But here, the key lies not in a pill, but in the functional, restorative power of targeted nutrition. It's not always about the flashiest superfood. It could be a specialized fermented dairy, a certain berry concentrate, or another staple with a unique nutrient profile. For seniors looking to regain independence, reduce soreness, and walk with confidence, it really starts with this targeted, evidence-driven approach. Rather than focusing on general multivitamins or hoping for the best, the shift is toward foods that have demonstrable, fast-acting effects on the tissue that matters most for daily life and movement. It requires more intention than defaulting to bread, rice, or potatoes, but the payoff, a sense of power returning to your legs, to your stride, even to your mood, is immense. As our families age, or as we ourselves edge into those decades where every movement counts, reclaiming leg strength can mean the difference between dependence and freedom. It's heartening to know that solutions are often right there on the grocery shelf, sometimes in the seeds, beans, or fillets we've overlooked, armed with fresh research and old-fashioned wisdom. And it's a call to action. Eat with purpose, move with optimism, and remember that the simple act of nourishing your muscles can open doors to life's mobility and joy again, no matter your age. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more such content.